programs. In 2009, he was named one of the United Way's Emerging Community Leaders. When Christopher is not volunteering, he runs and operates Chrisp Media LLC, a web consulting business he founded. Chrisp Media LLC specializes in bringing not-for-profits and small businesses online. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
No, how do I get this?
It's not. No, it's not.
I have a little technical difficulty. What would a conference be without it?
Yeah, I can't talk right now. So here it comes. There we go. All right.
Yeah, it's just Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Hamb. I am the owner and operator of Chrisp Media LLC. My email is ch@chrispmedia.com. Chrisp Media is a web development, and online marketing company in Champaign, Illinois. My focus and my main passion is helping getting small businesses and community organizations online. Chrisp Media, we're on Twitter, Facebook, and also the website is there. Why is that my passion? Why do I want to get online businesses? Why do I want to get businesses and organizations online? Well, because nationally, only half of small businesses are online. And I couldn't find any actual numbers, but I would be willing to guess that community organizations, that number is a lot less. I'm actually, when I say 25%, I'm being quite liberal. In my experience, I'm noticing maybe 10 to 15, especially in the communities that I work with, have an online site. Why is being online important? Well, when I talk to my clients about getting their message out, they tell me that traditional advertising methods are often financially out of reach. Many of the organizations, they don't have the budgets to get a billboard. They don't have the budgets to get a commercial. Word of mouth is not as effective without an online link. So when people ask, what's going on, where's the information, they say, give me a URL, email me. If I can't send a person a link to that organization, then that organization is not relevant. And then finally, the phone book is dying if it's not dead already. Only about 30% of the population even uses the print phone book anymore to look up information. I know my phone books, they stay in the corner until the end of the year, and I throw them out when I get the new one. And many communities, you can even opt out of even receiving the phone book, and that's quickly growing. I'd say 5 years from now, the print phone book as we know it won't even exist. So why aren't these organizations and businesses online? Well, my clients always tell me, we don't have the time. They say, we don't have the money, our budgets are so small. And then finally, you need to be a computer nerd to figure this stuff out, and we don't have the technical know-how. When they say these things to me, I tell them, not that much time is required. You can get online for free, and if you can fill out an online form or send an email, you can get online fairly quickly. I like to work with solutions that are readily available, and so these are the top 4 solutions that I work with: Twitter, Facebook, Google Sites, and WordPress. How many people use Twitter for an online business or a community organization? Excellent, excellent. So Twitter is an online microblogging service that allows people to send and receive messages up to 140 characters. Some of the pros of Twitter. Twitter has over 140 million active users. So that means that if your target audience or your member group is not on Twitter, they probably soon will be, or at least know someone who is. It only takes minutes to set up to get on Twitter. All you need is a username, a password, and an email address, and you can be posting. The other good thing about Twitter is very easy to connect with other people, businesses, and groups. They have a follow feature. And also, Twitter can be customized to match the brand of your organization. You can change the colors, you can import your logo, you can do all kinds of creative things to make Twitter look the way you want. Twitter is ideal for businesses and organizations with frequent calls to action. Since with Twitter you're constantly putting out information, it's great for organizations that want you to do something. Do you want to come to this meeting, you want to come to this event, or do you want to contribute to our cause? Cons of Twitter. That 140 character limit can't always convey the entire message. So often you'll see people trying to post a long message and it's split into multiple tweets, and that can sometimes get confusing. Twitter content isn't always indexed in search engines. Google is constantly having a negotiation with Twitter whether or not they'll index their content completely, and so some days it'll be there, some days it will not. Also on Twitter, there is no place to put a detailed company information. So if I'm running a business and I want people to know my address, my phone number, and other contact information, Twitter doesn't have a default place to put that. Also, you have to abide and adjust to Twitter's ever-changing terms and look and feel. Twitter can decide at a moment's notice, we're going to change how Twitter looks, and if you're subscribing to Twitter and using that for your site, you just have to go with it. Next up is Facebook. How many people are using Facebook for a business or a community organization? Fantastic. So Facebook is an online social networking service that allows people and groups to share messages, photos, videos, and events. Some of the pros of Facebook. Over 850 million active users, and approximately half of those users get on Facebook every other day. That equates to approximately 70% of the U.S. online population is on Facebook. So chances are, if you're on Facebook, the people you're trying to target to are on there as well. Like Twitter, it only takes minutes to set up, and it's easy to connect with other people on Facebook through the like feature. And I also like Facebook because there is a dedicated place to put your company information. You can put your mission statement, your address, your phone number, and other important contact information. Facebook is ideal for businesses and organizations that want to engage and converse with their customers and members on a regular basis. Cons of Facebook. Like Twitter, their content isn't always indexed in search engines. Also, who sees your content is not always controlled by you. Facebook filters content, and so they now determine what they think is important for your page, and sometimes your content will not show up on the pages that you want to reach. And just like Twitter, you do have to abide and adjust to Facebook's ever-changing terms and look and feel. And Facebook is not a great place to share non-video image files. I know if I want to post a PDF on Facebook, you either have to link it from another site or you have to convert it to an image first in order to show it. Next up is Google Sites. How many people are using Google Sites for a business or organization? Excellent. Google Sites is an online website creation tool that allows anyone to design a free website. And like the name implies, it's run by the wonderful people at Google. Full disclaimer, I am a Google fanboy, so I will speak highly of Google, so don't hit me. Some of the pros of Google Sites. It's very easy to collaborate and share files. You can upload many files as you want and share them with everybody in your group. You also can use a custom domain if you like. So you can make your Google site www.mysite.com if you want, but you don't have to. Google will provide you the hosting space for free if you don't have your own domain. As of now, Google has hundreds of themes that you can download and customize the entire look and feel of your site, so you definitely can make it match the brand and image of your business or organization. And because it is Google, all the content on a Google site is indexed and searchable. Google Sites are ideal for businesses and organizations that want a simple website with easy to find information. Some of the cons of Google Sites. Content is not fully controlled by you because it is Google. You are storing your information on someone else's server, even if you're using your own domain. And so you do have to abide and adjust to Google's ever-changing license terms and agreements. You must use Google's tools for certain features. So if you want to post video, if you want to have a calendar, they're starting to make it easier to post to other services. For the most part, they strongly encourage you to use Google tools such as Google Calendar or YouTube Video. And there are storage limits. The maximum file size you can use is 20 megabytes, and the maximum site size is only 100 megabytes. So if you have a fairly large site, this would not be the option for you. And then the final solution I want to talk about is WordPress. How many people are using WordPress for a business or a organization? Excellent. WordPress is just an online content management system that allows people to create feature-filled websites. Content management system really is just an online system where it's fairly easy to go in and update and change content without having to be a computer nerd. Pros of WordPress. WordPress is one of the fastest growing platforms online. 22% of all new websites created are created with WordPress. And so the community is huge, the support community is huge, and WordPress is scalable and fully customizable. It can look any way you want. It does use the basics of web design, so you can create your own themes, or you can go out online, and there are thousands upon thousands of things that you can download for WordPress. WordPress is an open source platform, meaning you can go out and get all the code and you can change it any way you want. It's available free of charge. And if you wanted to, you could run WordPress off your own personal laptop. And like Google Sites, all the content on a WordPress site is indexed and searchable, and content can be downloaded, backed up, and it can be archived. WordPress is ideal for businesses and organizations that want a robust website with dynamic features. It has support for blogs, e-commerce, and you can run a membership social networking site. Some of the cons of WordPress. WordPress is hacked regularly because it's such a popular platform, and so WordPress is always updating the platform. And sometimes when you make the updates, your site will crash, or it will have features that you aren't prepared to support. Also, WordPress, unlike the others, there's a strong learning curve. You cannot just create an account, sign up, and be up and running in a matter of minutes. And WordPress does require knowledge of HTML, CSS, and PHP for some of the advanced features. And then finally, there are more powerful open source content management systems available, and so it is not ideal for all projects. If you're going to have more, I tell clients, if you're going to have more than 100 pages or so, then I will switch to a content management system such as Drupal. Finally, I just want to say you can use more than one of these tools. Many of my clients will have Twitter, Facebook, and a Google site or a WordPress site. The main requirement is not money, it is not the know-how, but it's time. Make sure when you have all of these, you have the time to really go in and take care of them. Otherwise, you can actually do your business or organization more harm than good. Thank you.
We're now going to welcome Elizabeth Rosas-Landa to the podium. She was born and raised in Mexico City. She received her BA in Information Technology from the Insurgentes University, as well as a certification in e-commerce in Mexico. She worked as the Director of Technology for the national marketing firm Marketing and Promotion Company in Mexico City, where she gained more than 7 years of expertise in the technology field. She moved to the United States in 2010. She volunteered in several nonprofit organizations helping communities improve their technology skills through different programs and taught technology classes in different institutions throughout the Latino immigrant community. She currently works at the Resurrection Project as program manager for the Smart Communities BTOP program, a Broadband USA initiative, where she focuses on bridging the digital divide in the Pilsen neighborhood. Her focus is on education of adults in digital literacy, as well as providing digital tools in the community's residents and business owners, such as the Pilsen portal.
Hello everyone, good morning. Sorry, I have a technical difficulty with my presentation. The idea is we have, the title is Pilsen, one of our smart communities. Are you familiar with the Pilsen community? Yes? What have you heard about Pilsen?
Good food. Right, great restaurants.
Great restaurants, what else?
Art galleries.
Okay, what else?
Nice library.
Nice library, okay. Well, besides that, one of the main purposes of this panel is why Pilsen is considered a low-income community. Unfortunately, we have a lot of issues that we are facing on the daily basis in Pilsen. One of them is the low-income constituency. Unfortunately, we have the majority of the population in Pilsen, it's Latino. Not just only Mexican, we have, the majority is Mexican population, but there is a lot of diversity in Pilsen. Pilsen is growing so fast, and it's, a lot of people is feeling attracted for this vibrant community. However, we have a lot of families that their incomes are too low, and that doesn't allow them maybe to be educated in technology, in the technology field. The other issues that our community is facing, it's the immigrant. We have a huge percentage of immigrant community. The need of assimilation, the Spanish language speakers, the low educational level of our people, and no access to municipal services, because a lot of them, they really don't have, they are not aware about all the amazing programs that we have in the community, even in Chicago. Maybe because they don't feel confident to go and ask and investigate what is happening in the community. What kind of resources do we have to help them, to get them involved in this culture? The other thing is we have a lot of entrepreneurial people in the community. If they have some savings, they decide to do something, but maybe sometimes they don't know how to start, when to start, or how to invest in digital tools to make it grow better. And the other is the serious lack of computer digital literacy. And unfortunately, even families, seniors, entrepreneurs, they do not have how to use a computer. That's why we, through one of these programs that I'm going to talk about now, we are trying just to change people's lives. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about this program. Pilsen, oh thank you. Pilsen is one of the 5 smart communities in Chicago. This community has a vibrant Mexican heritage, great housing options in the community, and a strong local organization. Okay, thank you. Strong local organization and strategic location. The other thing is the smart community. Pilsen is one of the smart communities, the 5 smart communities in Pilsen. This program is based in Pilsen, Humboldt Park, Englewood, Chicago Lawn, and our Gresham. This program is part of Chicago Digital Excellence Initiative, and it's administered by Leeds Chicago. Thank you. One of the programs through the smart communities and how we are changing the community is we are providing different technology programs to the community. One of them, we are providing computer classes for free for everybody. Everybody who do not have any knowledge in the technology basis, we can help them, we can introduce them how to use a computer, how to get familiar, what is a mouse, how to use it, how to use the internet, how to create a letter for your alderman. All of this stuff, we can help them just to get into the technology, and we help them also to lose the fear of how to use a computer. Everybody, a lot of our students feel that if they touch a computer, it's gonna broken and it's not gonna work anymore. Then we are trying just to let them know that once that they learn how to use a computer, their life is gonna change absolutely. In one of these pictures these photos that I'm showing to you, it's the majority of our audience is the adults that feel the necessity just to get into technology and how to take advantage for that. A lot of parents that their kids go to the school and need to do homework, all of them need to use internet, and the parents don't feel confident in use it because they don't know how to, and they feel frustrated because they maybe don't have the tools to help their kids. Through these programs, we definitely are changing their lives because we have trained more than 250 Pilsen residents to help them just to use better and more efficient technology. Thank you. The other program that we have is the Civic 2.0. One of the peculiar characteristics of this program is just to promote the civic engagement in the community. The civic engagement through this program, we help them to use how to use the City of Chicago websites. For example, a lot of us, maybe we don't know who's our alderman in the community. We help them. We help them how to find that information. If somebody graffitis one of your walls, how you can put a ticket on internet. If you don't have a card and you take the bus, how to go to online and check the CDA bus tracker and check what is the time that the bus is going to stop on the stop bus. And the other thing is the social media tools. Facebook, it's for a lot of us, it's called the new internet. The new internet where everybody got excited and shared the business and personal information. Then when our parents or all of our students learn how to use Facebook, that completely changed the feeling of share information. They want to see we always are pretty curious about what others are thinking or what others are doing. And Facebook, it's the best place where you can just know a lot of things about everybody. Then our parents use it to share information with their families in Mexico, with their families in other countries. Now they have learned how to chat on Facebook, how to make a video conference in Facebook, and they just want to live it. All of our students now have friends in Facebook, and we can share information about different programs, technology programs, how they can apply for another resources where they can just feel confident using technology and make them improve their daily lives. The other thing is the Pilsen portal. Have you ever heard about the pilsenportal.org? And we will, yes. The portals are part of this initiative, Smart Communities, and the Pilsen portal is a community website. The portals were built with the main purpose to provide community information to the local residents. But we never expected that it would be a pretty successful website where a lot of people, not just local people, can get access to that website and can share information. It's totally free. Anybody can share stories, news, events, photos, videos, everything that you think that it's going to be positive for the communities, we can share it in the Pilsen portal. Pilsen portal has been a pretty successful website and has increased during the last 3 years, has increased considerably their total of visits. In 2010, we just have more than 2,000 visits. 2011, we duplicated, and now, since currently April 2012, we just have 21 visits. We are expecting to close the year with more than 100,000 visits. That makes us feel that people is following us, people is checking what is happening in Pilsen, why this community is changing, why this community is adopting internet, Why are they following us in Facebook? We have more than 2,000 followers on Facebook. That means that people really are getting to the technology tools to see what is happening, because it's more efficient. A lot of, we have people, we have parents that maybe at the beginning of the courses, they didn't know how to open an email account, they didn't know how to get better resources for their kids or for themselves. Now, they go to the Pilsen portal and they can find different programs, different benefits, different stories where they can feel connected and attracted, and they take advantage of these programs. Thank you. We have another resource in Pilsen that are called the kiosks. The kiosks are smart touchscreen computers that are located in the strategic public places where people that do not have internet access in their houses, they can just go and use the resource in a restaurant, we have in the parishes, in medical health centers, in the YMCAs, for example. Everybody that needs just to check address in a Google Maps, that they want to see what time the bus driver is going to, their stop is coming to the bus stop, or find any basic information, they can get access totally free. Or if they need just to find some information about any of the portals, they just can go and visit one of the kiosks. The Business Resource Network. A lot of us are entrepreneurs and we would like to invest in a business. And sometimes we don't have a strategy how to market better our business, because a lot of us invest our savings and definitely we don't want to lose them. How to do this better? Through this program, we have a set of trainings where we help business owners how to get into the technology in a basic level, and we can just have intermediate and advanced courses. Things how to use QuickBooks, how to use the media tools, how to use better Facebook, Twitter, everything that you think it's going to be for benefit of your business, we can help you. We can help you also to set a strategic plan for your business, and also you can apply for a desktop if you are a local business. In Pilsen, you can apply for a desktop if you don't have any other business. Thank you. Well, at the beginning, I start with not the most positive things in Pilsen. Now, how we can change through this program our community. We have trained over 200 people, completed the Civic 2.0. We have graduated more than 200 people. We have more than 150 Pilsen residents receive a free netbook. When our people go to take the Civic 2.0 classes or the Everyday Digital, if you finish all the set of classes that we have and you are a Pilsen resident, you can apply for a netbook. Because what we want is that you adopt internet, and we want to make your time more efficient. The other thing that we have, it's more than 140 people have adopted internet as part of their lives. Over more than 50 local business owners completed their business resource program and applied for computers, and now they feel more confident in how to market, how to better market their businesses. And also we have programs for the youth. During the summer, we offer jobs for some youth. We pay them, and after they finish the 8 weeks of work, they apply for a MacBook for free. Then all of these tools that we are providing in the community, definitely we are building a technology neighborhood, because we want that our people take advantage of all the programs that we have, not just in Pilsen, in Chicago, even nationwide. Through what? Through the internet access. Thank you. One of the things that we like to do is to motivate our people in the community. Then, once that you finish your program, we like to do a graduation. In that graduation, we honor these people that decided to lose the fear and take advantage of the programs, study so hard, apply for their computers, and we give them a certificate of completion supported by the City of Chicago. For all of these parents and Pilsen residents, this is amazing because maybe some of them, they never had any graduation in their lives. When they feel that they achieve this goal, they really feel happy and they feel that they really continue being educated and using technology for these things. And at the end, this is one of our examples of families in Pilsen, that this is all of these people that you can see that this family have been our students. The youth and the parents were to be trained in using technology programs, and now they feel confident in how to help their kids and how to track or find better jobs using the internet. Definitely this program is one of the programs that are changing people's lives. Thank you.
Hi, so we're going to open up to questions. Anyone have a question? You want to come on up and speak in the microphone? Sorry, this is being live streamed, so I'll meet you halfway. Go ahead.
Elizabeth, that's a really, really impressive presentation and very clear, and thank you so much. Could you give us a little more background about the Resurrection Project and where it came from and how this relates to the Smart Cities Project? Because Pilsen is one of the 5 smart communities. So how does what you're doing, are you a part of the Smart Communities Project then? Or is it a separate organization where you're coordinating with them? Or give us a little more of the framework, if you will.
Absolutely. Well, I work for the Resurrection Project. The Resurrection Project is a non-for-profit organization with more than 20 years of experience. Their main focus of the Resurrection Project is provide affordable housing in the community, not just in Pilsen, also in Melrose Park, back of the yards, a little village. And our idea is to help communities to get access to better benefits and create a wellness in not just Latino communities, because as I mentioned, Pilsen it's changing a lot, and we're trying just to help and provide different programs that can help everybody. Resurrection Project is the lead agency in Pilsen as part of the Smart Communities program. The program is it's administered from eChicago, local initiatives to support communities, and the Resurrection Project is the lead agency in Pilsen, and we just are in charge of the Smart Communities program in Pilsen through the Resurrection Project.
Hi. My question involves how do you get people to make that initial commitment? Because typically people are very hesitant or reluctant. Do you go through faith-based communities, or do you go through associations? Are there groups or things that you go to kind of get that initial push?
Well, our Latino community, sometimes it's hard to convince, just have to engage them, because always that they hear about an amazing program when they're gonna get a certificates and they're gonna get netbooks for free, they think that you are gonna charge that is gonna cost you something. Then one of the greatest things that Pilsen have is that community feeling. We have a lot of community organizations in Pilsen, and we have created strong partnerships with all of them. We have done outreach in the community, promoting this program, and trying to convince them that they need to use technology to improve their daily life. Then we have visited churches. We have gone to the mass. We have gone to events in the schools. We have a good relationship with local schools, and their support have helped us to engage all of these Pilsen residents and help them to get into these technology programs.
I also like to chime in on that. I'm outside of my business. I also do a lot of community work, and so I've noticed that you have to make it relevant to get them engaged. You have to find something that they're interested in. I do some work at a church, and we have a seniors class, and that's actually our most popular class because they don't have the transportation ease that some of the young people have, and so they rely more on technology for communication. And so once they found out that I can go online and video chat with my grandson, then it became very exciting for them. Or I can email my family in another city, and I don't have to pay long distance phone bills. Then it became very exciting. So you always have to look at who is your audience and what is relevant to them, and then you have to show them how that can be enhanced in online resources.
One of the other things that I would like to share with you is that it's not just to have a group of people that attend to your classes. It's how you connect with them to make them to come back for the next class and the next class. And at the finish of the course, they are asking for more. What's next? What's the next level? We want to continue learning more things, how we can just use Skype, how can we just improve our skills with Facebook, because even if Facebook is a great place where you can do a lot of stuff, it's a little complex for them. Then they continuously want to learn more. Always they go to our offices and say, hey, teacher, what is going to start the next course? What are we going to do? How we can help you to volunteer with your organization? That's what we are building, the community engagement. That's one of the main proposals to these programs.
I can definitely relate to what you're saying. At Chicago, I help people with the computers. A lot of them are first-time users, might not know how to use the mouse. Many people don't know how to type. And making it relevant to what they're doing, especially job searching, is something do you work with people with job searching, Elizabeth?
Yes, absolutely. As I mentioned to you, we have a lot of parents that one of the main goals is to learn how to use technology to apply for better jobs using internet, because the majority of the applications you need to fill it out on internet. And one of the greatest news is that we have had some parents that have gotten jobs through these programs, because now they feel that they can use a computer as part of their job skills, and that has allowed them to.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's hard to remember, especially if you were raised with using the computer, that there are things on there that are hard, like the shift key, how to capitalize. Like that's something I feel like I'm constantly, when someone's filling out an application or getting a new email account, they're going to be using, you want to capitalize your name. And so it's like the little things. It's not just like, oh, here's a computer, we're going to teach you how to use it. It's like everything. You had a question?
Yeah, I have a question for Chris. Can you hear me?
Well, come on and shout it in here.
All right.
This question is for Chris. You talked about the tools that you use, but you really didn't talk about your community and the population that you serve, so I'd like you to just elaborate on that a little bit more.
Okay. Well, I actually work with clients all over the country, but my passion is the local community in Champaign-Urbana. That's where I live. I'm originally from Chicago, but primarily minority communities. A lot of my clients are the local churches, organizations that are nonprofits, volunteer organizations where they have budgets in the hundreds or even tens of dollars, and when they go and talk and look up a website, they see it's going to cost thousands of dollars. They're like, we can't afford that. We know we need to be in this online space, but there's no way we can really get our power bill paid. How are we going to afford that? And so I go in and I can sit and talk with them, and I say, hey, look, we can get you online essentially for free. I just want to get you started. Let's get you started off. Just show you what the possibilities are. And most of the time, after they're on there for a while and they start building their community, they realize that, hey, thank you. This has definitely changed the organization. People are learning about us, because many times they'll plan an event and then they wonder why, Chris, how come no one came to my event? I said, well, what did you tell? The preaching to the choir mentality, that's not effective anymore, because if that's all you're trying to reach, don't be upset with that. That's all it shows. So pretty much local in Champaign. That's who I work with.
I think you both spoke to this, but what are some of the challenges you find with your specific communities? You talked about cost and time. Are there some others that haven't been brought up or that you feel are specific to where you are?
Yes, well, one of them is the low income that do not allow them maybe to get a computer at home because they just have the necessary to pay the bills, and they just need to find where to get access to internet through the libraries, to any public places when they can just try just to feel confident using the technology. But I think that it's one, and the other is the language. In Latina community, in this country, now there are a lot of Spanish websites. But for example, the city of Chicago is working so hard to provide a Spanish version of their website. Because at the beginning when we started to do this, our people was facing this big challenge because all the exercises or the examples that we teach them during the class are in English, and a lot of them do not speak English. Now, the city of Chicago has been working so hard providing Spanish tools in order just to get them into the different services that Latino community can use.
I think one of the big issues I see is a combination of fear and pride. A lot of the organizations I work with, you have a director who's been doing this for 20, 30 years, and like you said, he or she may have never used a computer, and so they don't want to appear to not know. And so instead of showing you that they're vulnerable and they don't know, they'll just say, oh, we don't have time for that. I don't want to deal with that. And so once I sit them down, though, and say, look, it's not that hard if we just keep trying at it, and then that slowly break it down, and then it becomes easier and easier. And so then by the end, they always say, well, thank you for showing me. I didn't know it was going to be that easy. And then the rewards always, outweigh the initial struggle.
Yeah, you're totally right. One of the things that you mentioned in your presentation is the word of mouth sometimes do not work. In Pilsen has been the opposite, because once the people start to taking the classes and they see that they work and they have changed their life, they'll start doing recommendations with the people, the closest people in the parishes, the schools, and this is one of the reasons that we have gotten a lot of students or people interested to take the classes, because they have seen a really change and an effective change in their lives. That's one of the things that are happening in this.
Hi, this is for you, Chris. How do you handle some of the ongoing tech issues, like sort of supporting the sites you build for your partners and that kind of thing? Especially things like, you're talking about WordPress. I've had a lot of trouble with that with community organizations because it does get hacked, or it changes to the interfaces of Twitter, Facebook, that kind of thing. Do you maintain like ongoing relationships, or do you try to document things? How do you handle that in the long term?
I handle that in several ways. First of all, let me say I'm probably way too nice than I should be. All of my clients know they can kind of call me any time of day, because usually most of my clients, I have a really nice relationship, and so I'll get a call at 11 o'clock saying, Chris, I don't know how to add this picture. And I said, well, I'll come out there tomorrow and I'll go there and show them and sit down with them and say, this is how you do it. But also, whenever no matter whether it's Twitter, Facebook, WordPress, or Google Sites, I always give them very detailed documentation, and I sit down with them for at least a couple of hours showing them all the steps they'll need on how to do it. And then, like you said, I am usually an additional administrator or the administrator on the accounts, so I kind of monitor them and I let them know, hey, WordPress has been updated, we need to go ahead and update it. Let's go, and I'll sit down with them and just show them the process. And so, like I said, I spend a lot of my time doing that, and it definitely can be cumbersome. But I do think it's worth it, because if not, their site goes down. When you get that phone call, they're panicking. So I'll give you an example. Last week, I had a client who called and said our email isn't working. I set up the hosting for them, and they didn't know what was going on. Essentially, they just forgot to renew and pay the bill. But they didn't know that. But I called the host and we talked it out, and all their emails were restored. they would not have known how to do that. And so I'm glad I do have that relationship and they can call me and we can make those things happen.
I like how you're both talking about bridging, like it's not just about having the hardware and software, but the knowledge to, you're both providing that through classes or one-on-one support. Someone else, you had a question?
I have a question in terms of, Chris, your relationship with the university and kinds of things that you've been doing with kind of connecting the community with that kind of process. And I think that might be something that would be interesting to see if the university is working on.
Okay. So I am from Champaign, which is home to the University of Illinois. Historically, the university and the community have had a strong disconnect, but the university is home to lots of resources, and a lot of them are available free. And so I like the fact that I do come from that university background. I've worked at the university. I know those resources. I do have those relationships. So oftentimes I can go to my clients and say, hey, did you know the university is having this? Or did you know that they have this free workshop or this free seminar? And I get my clients to go and get involved. And they're always surprised because I don't know if you're familiar with the layout of Champaign-Urbana, but really a large part of the community I work with, they're literally blocks away from the university. And many times they've never set foot on the university before I've actually had the hand walk on it.
That's like a cultural, something that's built into like a towns versus gowns kind of thing.
It definitely is, and it goes back generations. And so there's mistrust of the university from the community. I often hear, the community feels like they are the guinea pigs of the university, and they don't really want to interact with the university. And so a lot of times me just helping out the community from that university background, I do help ease some of their
Like creative bridge.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
I'm so impressed with the computers and the classes that you offer over at Pilsen. I had two questions. One is, what's the grant process like? Is it something you have to do every 2 months, every year, every 5 years? And how long do you think it's going to keep coming in? And the other question was if there's any additional requirements for taking those classes besides being a resident of Pilsen.
Okay, first, the Smart Communities program is a 2-year grant, and unfortunately we are going to be over at the end of December of this year. We open classes every 3 weeks, every 3 months. We offer classes 1 per week for 3 hours, 3 hours, yeah, and for 10 weeks. And after that, we do orientations, we do outreach in order just to recruit, again, residents. The other thing that you mentioned, it's not just these classes. Everybody that wants to take classes, computer classes, can go to Pilsen. We cannot provide it outside of Pilsen because it's one of the requirements, but everybody that wants to go to take computer classes can come to any of the facilities that we have in Pilsen and can apply for their certificate of completion. However, just Pilsen residents can apply for the netbooks. It is one of them.
So you're saying anyone can come to the classes. Are they in English and Spanish?
Yes,
Okay.
we provided a manual per class. They get a manual where the class is going to be about computer basics, internet basics, and after each class they need this, and we have English and Spanish, and even we have visitors that come from Berwyn, Cicero, that come to the north side, even Lansing, Illinois, that they have heard about us and then just contact us and say, hey, I want to take your English computer classes.
Which contact do you have with the other smart communities?
We have a pretty close relationship with everybody. We meet often, monthly, and always we are sharing information about how we are improving the program in the communities, and maybe sometimes you can take advices or suggestions from the other communities and how they are working, and we can just implement them.
Could you just give us the lead agencies for the other smart communities?
The lead agency in Albert Gresham, it's the greatest Albert Gresham. in Humboldt Park is Bicker Dyke, and the Association House also. In Pilsen, the lead agency is Resurrection Project, and we have a partnership with Instituto de Progreso Latino. And in Englewood, I think that it's the Team Englewood organization. In Chicago Lawn is Southwest Development Corporation. You're right.
Hi, Pierre Clark with the Chicago Digital Access Alliance. So if you haven't heard a little bit about us as it relates to the smart communities and smart Chicago and all that, then check out digitalexcellence.net. That's our website. Two questions. One, of course, we think it's a great program because, we were there at the beginning. So, congratulations on the training and everything you're doing. The question is, after the beach hop money is gone, what happens? What happens to the program and the training in December? And secondly, I would like to also know, do you have any follow-up with the people that you train? What happens to them? They got netbooks and, they've been trained, so then what happens?
Oh, absolutely. To answer your first question is definitely we are looking for resources for funds in order just to continue helping our community to get access to technology. And we don't know yet what's going to happen until December, where we are working on that. Definitely just to, there is a possibility that maybe we can continue working with the grant, with this program, we're not sure. But as a lead agency, definitely we are pretty aware about this program and what we want to do. We are applying for different resources and grants in order just to continue training the community, because we have seen the results and we have seen that it has worked. And definitely we don't want to lose what we have been working during the last years. And the other thing, the second question is, definitely we do a follow-up with our students because it's part of the requirements. It's important to know what these students are doing with the netbooks, because so once that maybe you give them, you didn't know what happened with them. The greatest thing that we have done during the classes is, as I mentioned to you, the great community engagement. Now all of them, when they see us in the streets, hey teacher, how are you? Is everything going? When these courses start, then we call them oftenly, and we try just to track what are they doing, what are they doing with the computer. It is not just about the computer, if they are using it, if they just get internet at home, because one of the goals of the program. And we use a system, a software, to track the students and see what are they doing, how we can help them, how we can assist them. Oftenly they go to our offices and ask them, hey, I have this situation with my job, do you think that you can help me just to review a letter, or how can I send this information? All of this stuff we can always try just to help them and assist them.
I think we're going to wrap up. We have about 10 minutes. Do you guys want to finish up? Do you have any comments after the questions or specific things that you want to talk about? I mean, I thought it was really interesting, Chris, that you brought up that there's a divide between the university and the town, and how you feel like you bridge that. Is there anything else you want to comment on that? Or?
Well, I just want to say I'm one of many people in the community who handle the bridging, but I do think technology is helping with that bridge as well, because it's allowing the two sides to communicate in ways that they probably wouldn't have in the physical way. So they can go online and interact that way and say, hey, you're from quote unquote that side of the tracks, but we're all people, we're all the same, and we can all interact in a great way online.
Do you have any concluding ideas?
Yeah, sure. One of my questions at the beginning of this is why the City of Chicago, the government, is investing in these programs in low-income communities. I think that one of my conclusions would be that in Pilsen, the one majority Latino community, we are pretty good consumers. then definitely if we are better educated and we are aware about the different programs, services that you can apply and take advantage of them, if you use correctly the technology tools, you are going to be benefit, and this country also is gonna get a good benefits. If we learn how to shop online, if we learn how to pay our bills online, if we learn how to make more efficient our time using technology, then when they discover all the stuff that they can do online, that's what they really feel connected using this. That's one.
I would definitely agree that that there's, I mean, it's not so a new idea, but that, you know, access to technology and digital literacy is almost like a right. And as more things go online and there aren't hard copies anymore, that it's really important to have that, you know, the knowledge and people providing that, especially the people who unfortunately fall through the cracks sometimes.
And last thing, it's hopefully we can continue getting support from foundations or organizations that really believe in these programs, because these programs have shown that it is effective, it has worked. And if we continue working with our communities, providing good programs that really benefit not just by themselves or the whole community, the impact, it's reflected in how now look Pilsen today and how it's going to look tomorrow.
Well, thank you, Chris and Elizabeth, and thank you all for attending and your questions.
Thank you.
Just to remind everyone, we have lunch right now, and we're going to be back and reconvening at 12:45. So that's about an hour and 15 minutes. So, and there's lunch on the second floor. There's a big food court. You can get some food down there.
Thank you.